Hi everyone, I'm Koja and I'm here with one of my fellow managers, Confetti, owner of Boundless and previously known as NA Scrims and one of the nicest guys I know.
Yeah, my name is Confetti. I worked on Boundless, NA Scrims, and most recently Luminance and NA Contenders Trials as the team manager. I got into this basically, I kind of fell into it through a series of random coincidental events, but then I ended up being really good at it, so I stuck with it, and it's been really rewarding for me in Path to Pro.
Why did you become a manager?
So I got into this in the first place as half of a hobby, and I really wanted to try to help out players make it to Path to Pro and make it to the next level. Because I thought to myself hey, if I can even get a couple of players to make it from say open division to contenders, I've done a really good job because I've helped players try to achieve their goals in life and their dreams, right? I guess for my own personal reasons, I'm doing it as kind of a hobby because it's good for life experience while I'm about to start college in September. And I can use this stuff as leadership and actual management work, potentially running clubs and stuff in my college. You know what I mean? And I guess that would be my own personal reason for it.
What is the best part about managing a team?
I like to work with people and work with players. I think it's really fun and really rewarding to be able to connect with a lot of people all of the time and be super helpful and supportive to players that are trying to make it in the Path to Pro scene. And that's kind of the reason that I decided to stick with managing in the first place, is to help out the players and work with the players. And I think that that's definitely the most rewarding thing for me. Throughout my Path to Pro has just been seeing my players grow and try to get to the next level over time. And it's been really fun to see that kind of go through.
What is the hardest part about managing?
Okay, this is okay. I the hardest overall thing I don't really have a good answer for, because I think all of it can kind of be hard at sometimes, and other parts of it can be really easy at other times. But I think my biggest pet peeve of mine is having to find ringers, because finding a ringer, you can never get the right player because nobody else that's good is actually going to be available to ring at a given block. And usually you can't get one until 30 minutes before, because you have to wait for somebody else's scrim to get canceled. And anytime I do get a ringer, my entire team complains to me for the entire 2-hour block about how bad the ringer is that I got. And, I can never win, so it kind of sucks. That's a big pet peeve of mine.
How do you feel when your players are in a match, whether it's a tournament or open division?
So, okay, I am not good at dealing with it when my players are in a super important match. This is true for playoffs and open division, especially in playoffs, when literally losing one map could mean that you've been kicked out of playoffs and your team lost their chance at trials. So usually what I'll do is I'll shut off my computer, and then I'll walk in circles. I'll go outside and just sit and listen to the birds, or I'll go take a shower. And I'll try to do everything I can to just take my mind away from my players' match, so I can avoid being pestery towards our staff that are actually in voice chat with them, or by accidentally bothering the players by joining voice chat or something. So I can distance myself as much as possible and just put all of my trust in my players to just win the match for me, and I can just try my best to relax. I don't know. It's not the healthiest thing on the planet. I've done some pretty ridiculous things while my team has been in match, especially in playoffs. I was seriously walking around in circles or doing nothing for 8 hours, and I was in voice chat sometimes, and I wasn't in voice chat at other times. But yeah, definitely don't do what I do. Sometimes I'll try to prepare myself for the worst case scenario, okay, we lost this game, now what am I going to tell my players if we lose? Which just makes me more excited when we actually win, because then I don't have to say any of that, and I can just chill out with my players and just listen to them be super excited and stuff about winning the match.
Do you have any advice for new managers?
I think the biggest advice that I can give people that are trying to manage a tier 3 team, my bad, is listen to your players. Because I think a lot of managers go into the scene thinking that they know everything and they have all the right answers about rosters, about what tournaments to sign up, about who to scrim, when they actually don't at all, right? Especially if you're brand new and you don't know, have any clue about who's good in the scene or who's not. Listening to your players will give you really good advice, because then it'll make them want to work with you more. It'll build a lot of trust and a lot of rapport, and it'll actually help guarantee that you can build a good team, sign up for the right tournaments, get the right scrims, etc. Right? When I was first managing, I would listen to all of my players. Anytime they were hey, maybe we should scrim this team, I think they're good, or hey, this player's really good, maybe we give him a tryout. It was all really helpful advice, and it allowed me to build rapport with my players, and I think that was really helpful for me. And I see managers that go in, they're no, I think this guy is good, you're wrong, and sit down, and that player's just going to leave your team if you do that to them. You can't act like that. And you probably don't have the right answer. You're probably just entirely incorrect.
Thanks, Confetti, for talking with me today. We enjoy having you part of the management community. I'll see you next time in our quick play scrims.